What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a Cleveland Guardians video. Yeah, I know I haven't been talking about the Guardians too much since the season ended, but now that the World Series is over and the season has officially ended, and technically the offseason has begun, although free agency doesn't officially start for a couple more days, I figured now would be a great time to make a video talking about some potential Guardians free agent targets. Now, I know you guys are going to see the guys that I have in this video. By the way, 5 targets for the Guardians. You guys are going to see the names on this video and you're going to think to yourself, Crazy Dog, ain't no way you guys are signing these guys. There ain't no way they're going to go to Cleveland, right? I mean, we do have a new minority owner who has somewhat deep pockets. And of course, last year we extended our best player, so the pressure's on ownership to put a good team around him to try to win a World Series before he eventually retires. And of course, Tito doesn't have too many years left as our manager. I think he'll probably be around no more than 2 or 3 years. Then he's going to retire because of health concerns mainly. But yeah, I mean, he's even said it himself. Like, he doesn't know how long he'll be our manager. I give him at least 3 years. So the pressure's on ownership to try to put a good team around Jose and try to win a World Series before Tito retires. Because I honestly say he deserves to win a World Series with this team. Because we did him so dirty in 2016. I mean, it wasn't his fault. I mean, a lot of our guys got hurt and some of the guys just fell off a cliff, pretty much. You know, Lindor didn't do a damn thing in the World Series, pretty much. Like, a lot of our bats just went quiet. And pitching failed us. Carrasco got hurt. Salazar was hurt. Bauer, of course, sliced his finger with a drone in the ALCS. Freaking stupid. I mean, we had to use Kluber 3 times in the World Series. I mean, when you have to use a pitcher 3 times, I mean, that's what's going to happen. They're going to get, they're going to catch on to his pitches, and it's going to be harder to get guys out. But not to mention the offense went quiet at times. Yep, we truly deserve to get him a World Series before he retires. And looking at the team that we have right now, we have some pretty good players, but we could definitely go out there and really fortify this lineup. Now, if you remember a while back, I talked about my Guardians offseason wish list when it comes to positions to address: first base, outfield, pitching, and catching. That's pretty much it for the Guardians. Now, I think to be more specific, I would love to see the Guardians go out and add a power hitter, a guy with some juice in his bat. Because you look at our lineup last year, obviously our leading home run hitter was Jose Ramirez. And after him, there was a pretty clear gap between him and Naylor. I mean, Franmil Reyes was supposed to be our big bet, but as we saw last year, the dude was lost. My God, he was like a guaranteed strikeout every time. Honestly, he was worse than Hedges, pretty much. And you know how bad you gotta be to be worse than Hedges when it comes to that? He was practically a black hole at the top of the order. Like, you want to have a guy that scares the crap out of a pitcher. I mean, we had Jose, and then Franmil, and then everyone else. Franmil fell off a cliff, and it's like, well, that sucks. So we got rid of Franmil, and then the lineup just turned a complete small ball. Which honestly wasn't too bad. You know, we just bludgeoned the crap out of teams via a disgusting brand of baseball. But I think the Guardians could really use a guy with some juice in his bat. Now, I got 5 guys here. Not going to go into their stats. I'm just going to give my opinion on, would this guy really fit with the team and all that. Do I really think we're going to sign him? So, with that being said, let's dive in. So the first guy that I have in this video is a guy that I really wanted via trade. In fact, I thought we could have easily acquired him this past trade deadline, but of course, as we saw, he would actually get traded to the Astros. And by now you probably already know who I'm talking about. That is Trey Mancini. dude has pretty good defense and he has a solid bat. You put him in the middle of our lineup. Now, he's not going to give you insane juice with the bat, but he can hit a dong every once in a while. But the best thing is he's really good with the contact. And he'd be way better than Owen Miller. Way better than Owen Miller. I mean, I would take Mancini at first and Naylor at DH all day long. For sure. Now, do I honestly think we're going to get him? It's hard to say. It all depends on price. And that goes for all the guys in this video. It all depends on the price. And if we're willing to pay. We will know if David Blitzer's money is officially in the bank account based on the rumors and what we do. We'll know if his money's in the bank account if we start going out there and being aggressive. If we're out there, involved in all these other players trying to sign guys to make this team better. That's how we will know if David Blitzer's money is officially in the bank account. Like, if we're not involved in any rumors, that'll tell us that, well, looks like the Dolans still have control of the checkbook. And it looks like they don't want to spend again. That'll really piss off the fan base for sure. And I don't know if the Dolans want to do that coming off a playoff run. Even if it was a short one. It gave this fan base a little jolt of energy, Like, this team can be very, very good if we play our cards right. So, yeah, I would love Trey Mancini, but like I said, it's all about price. And would we be willing to pay what he's worth? I think so. Especially if we want to, use Blitzer money. Maybe we even use some of the money that we got from playoff revenue. Like in 2016, made it to the World Series. What did we do that next offseason? Oh, we signed Edwin Encarnacion to what was at the time the largest contract we've ever dished out. Until this past offseason when we signed Jose. So, we'll see what we do. Now, the next guy was also acquired by the Astros. But he's behind the plate. And signing this guy would tell us that the Guardians have decided to pivot from a defensive catcher to a more offensive catcher. And that guy is Christian Vazquez. Dude has a solid bat. I don't know really much about his defense. I mean, obviously Hedges would probably have him beat in the defensive department. But Vazquez would bring the offense. He would not be a certified, legit black hole in the lineup. You would actually have to fear him, low-key. Like, he could actually get hits and stuff. I mean, you look at his stats and everything, he essentially blows Hedges out of the water in every category. Now, granted, he did play at Fenway, but still, he would be way better than Hedges. But, again, would the Guardians want to pivot away from defensive catchers to offensive catchers? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. But I would love Vazquez. I really would. I really, really would. Now, what about Sean Murphy? That would have to be via trade. Yeah. I'll talk about some trade targets later on in a different video. But I would love Vazquez. It's not about the money here. It's about style. Would we want to pivot away from defensive catchers? And I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. Now, remember earlier I was talking about guys with juice in their bat. Well, the next guy that I have on here definitely has that juice in his bat, although it's kind of drained a little bit. And that is J.D. Martinez, the dude who hit over 40 home runs twice in his career. Most recently, I think he hit like 43 in 2018. The dude went off during that World Series run that the Red Sox had. And my God, you put this guy in the lineup. I think he's a righty killer, if I'm not mistaken, too, which is nice. But also, another thing that we would need, a guy who can mash lefties. I don't know if JD can mash lefties, but if he can, sign me up all day. Because, let me tell you, There was times this year where we would look so good against the righty, but the moment our opponent brought in a lefty, it was over. We would be cooked. We couldn't touch lefties. We couldn't. But yeah, I would love JD Martinez on the Guardians. I think he would be attainable. You know, it's just would we want his bat in the lineup? His juice is kind of drained a little bit. But I would love to bring him in and have him have a resurgence. That would be awesome. I would love it. The thing is, though, would he take a decently sized contract to come play here? Unless is he going to want the moon, the sun, and the stars when it comes to money? I don't know. But I would love JD on the Guardians. That would be awesome. Now, the next guy I have, this would essentially be a troll signing. If we sign this guy, rival fan bases would probably go crazy. Especially one from Chicago. But, Jose Abreu. Yeah, he's on the older side. I actually didn't even know he was that old, but he's what? Mid-30s. Dude has a pretty solid bat. He's alright on defense. Not too bad. And I would do this just to troll White Sox fans, especially if he had a resurgence with the bat. My God. This dude comes to the Guardians and starts playing our disgusting brand of baseball. Oh my God, bro. That would be hilarious. Just to see White Sox fans weep on Twitter when Jose Abreu inevitably hits a walk-off dinger for the Guardians. Oh my God, that would be glorious. But let's be real. Do I think the Guardians are going to go after Jose Abreu? I have no idea. I would love it. You know I would. But I just don't know if we will. But, I mean, like I said, if we do, it'd be good troll material. You know? I mean, imagine he comes here and then he owns his old team. Oh, that would have White Sox fans squirming for days. Ooh, damn. Especially if they see him come here and have success. I mean, he was good in Chicago, obviously, but yeah. He'd be good here. But again, it's all about price. Would he want to come play here? And would we even offer him a contract? I don't know. And then the final guy that I have in this video is a guy that we were actually interested in last year, but for some reason he didn't want to come play here. Which is funny because I believe he said he wanted to go play for a contender. Well, he probably didn't view us as a contender last year. A lot of people probably didn't either. But look what happened. We won our freaking division with a team full of kids. That just goes to show how bad the AL Central was last year. Meanwhile, this player played in the NL West and was essentially out of the division race by like freaking May. Because the Dodgers just dominated that freaking division from the get-go. But the final player in this video is Joc Pederson. It'd be cool to bring him over here, you know? I mean, we were interested in him last year. We really wanted him. But he went to the Giants. Can't blame him, you know? He wanted to be on a contender. And at the time, we thought the Giants were contenders. I mean, they still are. But considering he passed up a team that won its division for a team that didn't even make the playoffs, that's tough. That's really tough. But I would love Joc. I would love to try to run it back with him and, you know, revisit him and be like, hey, yo, Joc, remember last year when we wanted you and you said no? What about this year, huh? Want to give it another try? Being as, you know, we won our division and you guys didn't even make the playoffs. We actually won a playoff round, too. I mean, we could really go places if we can add some pop to our lineup. But, Joc Pop. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the names in this video. Is there anyone that you would think the Guardians could go after? I'm sure we're going to hear some rumors. It's just about, can we actually sign guys? You know, it's one thing to be in rumors, but it's another thing to actually pull the trigger and sign guys. So we'll see what happens if the Guardians, you know, make any moves like that are noteworthy. I'll make a video on it as always. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, become a member for exclusive perks. I'll be back Wednesday night for some Cavs basketball. Of course, tomorrow I got my week 10. Yeah, week 10 preview for the Dolphins, and then my picks later on tomorrow night. So, should be fun. And we'll see what the Guardians do. Should be a very eventful offseason. But until then, I'm Crazy Dog 99. Let's go, Guardians. And I'm out.